Hi, Stephanie. How are you tonight? I'm waiting to make sure I can see comments before I get rolling here. So when you pop on, say hi so I can make sure that I can see your comments, because I had some troubles with it last night. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Cheryl. Okay, great. I can see your comments. I'm so super happy about that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. What I want to do tonight, hi Kimberly. What I want to do tonight was I wanted to make some cards without coloring, using our stamps but not coloring. So I've decided, I pulled out some of our flower stamp sets that we have in the shop because they have these really large sentiments that are pretty awesome. So this one is, it's your life. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty living it your way. So this is from our one and only Orchid. Hi, Kimberly. And I pulled the stamp and the die. Oh, maybe I forgot to pull that one. Did I pull that? Oh, I did pull that one. I just didn't pull the die yet. So I pulled the stamp, but not the die for all of them. Hi, Lily. And I missed this one. So give me 1 second. I haven't cut this one apart yet. So it'll take me just a real quick second here. Okay, so I pulled the stamp set and the matching die because I love, love, love how these dies cut out the sentiments right up along the words. So I chose this one, and then I chose this one, which is from Sweet Sincerity, that says, speak with honesty, think with sincerity, and act with integrity. So I'm going to use those two. I'm also going to use the Sentimental Susan, this one that says, I hope there are days when your coffee tastes like magic, your playlist makes you dance, strangers make you smile, and the night sky touches your soul. I hope you fall in love with being alive again. So then I took the one from Peccable Primrose that says, what doesn't kill you makes you the proud owner of a bunch of unhealthy coping mechanisms and an alarmingly dark sense of humor, which I thought was pretty funny. And then from our Calming Clematis stamp set, I took this one that says, let people get inspired by how you deal with your imperfections. So I took just the stamps from each one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them. So we're going to make 5 cards. So I took these 5 sentiments and I put them on my Misty, and I'm going to stamp them all at the same time, and I'm going to stamp them in black. Now you could emboss them or whatever if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do them in black for now, and then I'm going to cut them out, and then we're going to make backgrounds for all of them. And what we're going to use for the backgrounds are some of the stencils that we have, because I just don't think I use them as much as I would love to. I think about using them all the time, and then I'm like, oh, I got to get all my stuff out, and I get kind of lazy. So tonight I wanted to use them, but instead of just using them with oxides, hi Melanie and Rinska, instead of using them with oxides, I'm going to use my espresso to press evenly. I'll probably have to stamp these twice because some of them haven't been stamped yet. I decided that I have this really awesome stuff I got called Lunar Paste. I got it from Simon Hurley. There's 5 colors, plus I got this pearl white butter color I thought would be fun. And then I also got this purple prism color from Tyler gave it to me, and it is from Picket Fence. But it's purple and it's glittery, so you know I love it. Oh, is Jamie on here? Hi, Jamie. I didn't know you were going to jump in. Did I grab you with my description of what we were doing tonight? I know this is a little out of my norm, a little out of my comfort zone, but hey, you guys know my pals who like to join me in the night lives, you guys know that I like to try new things. And what's better than to try them so you guys can see if they work or if they don't. So far, we've had pretty good luck. But I want these sentiments to be extremely black, very dark black. So I'm stamping them several times so I get this really, really dark, thick black, which is why I love my Misty, is because I can stamp them over and over until they're the way that I want them. Yes, you always inspire me, Jamie Clark. You did inspire me. So my little cleaner has kind of died, so I'm just using this microfiber towel instead of my regular. I need to get another one out of the shop because I completely beat down mine already. So I'm going to wipe it with water, and then I'm going to dry it real quick just to make sure I don't have any water droplets stuck in there. And then I'm going to leave them all on here. I'll put them all back later. But for right now, I wanted to go ahead and get them all stamped out. Okay, so we're definitely going to make 5 cards tonight. Yep, 5. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to set it aside, and I'll clean it up later, put it all away, and all that good stuff. So you guys don't have to wait for that. I don't want you to have to wait for that. And then I'm going to take my dies, my matching dies, and I'm just going to use some washi tape I have on my desk. I happen to have With Love on my desk. I'm going to take a couple pieces off, and I'm just going to run it across my hand real quick because I don't want it to be too sticky. So I'm matching it up because these cut right along the line, so you have to match them fairly well so you don't cut off too much or a little bit or whatever. Hi, Michelle. And then I'm just going to double check before I stick it down because I accidentally moved this one, which really is such a bummer when you get it set up where you want it and then you move it. I kind of want this one down just a little bit more. Let me try this one more time. Now I look like a silly goose who can't line up her dies. Hi, Karen. Hello, hello. Someone else jumped in there. I missed who that was. Meg and Michelle. Yay. Happy you guys are here. So this is kind of the not as fun part, but bear with me because we'll get to the really cool part because we are going to use Lunar Paste tonight. I think this one goes with this one. So I'm going to turn it so I can see it clearly. Line it up. And this time I'm going to actually hold it when I put my tape down so I don't mess myself up again. Because it's just no fun when you do that. And I'm not going to lie, I took a full house tonight. Awesome. And I'm not going to lie, I took myself a nap earlier. I must have did the wrong one. Oh, no. Here we go. Okay. I was like, maybe I didn't take the right die out when I was supposed to, but I got it. No worries. I got it here, guys. Let's hope. I'm going to stick my head in the screen for a minute. I hope I can cut this out right. Just got to line it up. Make sure you get it where you want it. They're really a close cut, which makes them look amazing when you get them cut out. But it does take a moment to line them up. So I'm just going to touch it, hold it down, and stick that tape on there. I'm just going to wrap that one around the corner. And this one around the corner. Because I have a Gemini, so I have to put these on my Gemini backwards. So that, or upside down, if you will, so that the dies don't cut through the magnetic sheet. So that's why I am taping them down. You did that for your entire video last week. Okay, so getting this on there. We're just going to cut them out all at one time. Hubby is standing by. He's going to help tonight with some of the cleaning of the stencils once I use them and stuff like that, so you guys won't have to wait for any of that. Isn't that exciting? I already got his approval to help me before I started with this project because I did not want you guys to have to wait for a whole bunch of stuff. So, a whole bunch of non-fun stuff. Only hang out for the fun stuff. And he agreed to be helpful. So, now we have our last one. Here you go. Lay it on the die and he'll cut it out. So, I pulled out the stencils I'd like to use for tonight. We have a bunch of these in the shop. So, I pulled out the Water Mandala, the Pharaoh Mandala, the regular Mandala, the Manly Mandala. Ooh, I was on a Mandala kick for sure. And the Celtic Circle Mandala. So I pulled out all of these 5. You know, each one we're going to do with a different color. We may not do all of the Lunar Paste colors because we also have white and purple. So we have to pick which 5 we want to do. I'm not really sure. Ooh, look, that was quick. All done. I'm not really sure which exact colors we want to do, but I for sure am excited about playing with this Lunar Paste. So this is how they cut out. Very well. That one I got over just a tad more than I probably would have wanted, but hey, we're good. All is good after all. At the end of the day, it's handmade, so as long as you can still read the sentiments, this one is almost perfect. Check that out. See how well they cut? Oh, I just love how close they cut. And then I don't have to fussy cut, which makes me so, so happy. I don't mind fussy cutting images. I'm not really a fan of cutting out the sentiments. Fussy cutting sentiments because I never know, should I go all the way around it or should I make it a circle or should I never can decide. So I prefer to use the dies that we have that match the sentiments, which makes me so happy that we have those. Then there's this one and one more, and then we have all our sentiments ready. And we are definitely going to use some bling tonight as well. Now, I'm going to be honest. I've never used this Lunar Paste. I've had it for a long time. I think Jamie used hers, but I've never used it. So, I don't know what it's going to look like when it comes out. But what better way than to do it when we're live. And we can just play around with it and see what happens. So, I think I'm for sure going to use the blue. So, I'm going to start off, I think, with this one. And maybe we'll do a few of them, like a two-tone or something. And then that way, we can use all the colors. But for now, I think I'm going to start with the blue, maybe with the Celtic Circle. Yeah, I gave you the Lunar Paste. They're the same ones that I have. Okay, so what I need to do is get me some Sweet Sentiment paper because I'm going to use that for my Lunar Paste. So here I have some already pre-cut. I'm going to take my stencil out. I'm going to use this little tool that my husband got me for Christmas. It's a Make Art. It's going to stick down my stencil and my paper. I have not used it for this before, but I thought it was super cool, so I'm going to try it out and see what happens. Hi, Angela. Hi, Deb. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to put one of these on each corner. Hopefully it's going to hold it still, and hopefully I don't get too much Lunar Paste all over my, wait, I need to move it down just a tad bit. Hopefully I don't get Lunar Paste all over my magnets, but if I do, oh well. It means I have a crafty room. Okay, a little bit happier with that. Okay, so now I hear you don't have to use very much of this. But this is what it looks like. It kind of has a shimmery look to it. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to go in here. What's the magnetic toy? It's called a Clean Make Art Station. You clean it with a damp cloth and mild detergent. And you just buy it at like Michael's. My husband bought it for me for Christmas. He thought that I would find it useful. So, and he uses it as much as I do when he's testing out stencils and stuff. Okay, so all I did was mix it up a little bit first so that it had a really good, soft, easy consistency. And then I'm just going to take a little bit out and I'm just going to start putting it on where my stencil is. So I started with the smaller of the stencil areas just so I could see how this worked out. Because again, I've never played with this paste, but let me tell you, when I watched Simon Hurley use it, I was like, oh man, I want that paste. It's super cool looking. So I bought it and then never used it. How many of you do that? Yes, you know what? He bought me some really good tools for Christmas. He bought me a 12 by 12 paper holder because we always need those when we're doing our mega make and takes and our table make and takes for the show. And I broke the one I had, so he bought me a new one.
Angela's asking what the paste is.
What's the paste? This is Lunar Paste. Lunar Paste. It's Simon Hurley Lunar Paste. This one is called Clear Skies, but you can buy it in a set of 5, which is what I did. I don't know if he's gotten any more since I bought these, but since I hadn't used them, that's the rule I put on myself, that if I haven't used it, I can't buy any more of it till I use it. Can someone type what she called the magnetic thing? I was moving the video and cast on my TV and I missed it. Oh, I'll hold it up. Hold on one second. Here we go. Take a snap. Clean Make Art Station.
And they have 2 sizes. This is the small one.
Make Art Station. And they have 2 sizes. This is the small one. They have a larger one that you can get as well. So, honey, are you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, here's the blue. Now we're going to do the reveal on this one. So we just take the magnetics off. I think it makes life so much easier. And then you peel the stencil off and look at that. Wait till I hold it up. Here, baby. Wait till I hold it up and you can really see. There's some depth to this. Can you see? It's like paste. It's not like anything like an oxide or anything. Yes, that's it. Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station. That is correct. But look at how gorgeous that looks. I mean, that came out so good. I am super happy with how that came out. So I'm going to sit it aside so it can dry a little bit. And we're going to move on to the next one. So I actually already picked, and let me show you how easy it is to match these colors too. This is the blue Lunar Paste. I've already picked a card base to go with it. Now we'll also probably put some pattern paper with this one, but I've already picked the base for it. And I love that Celtic Circle is just amazing. Now, we still have green, orange, red, and gold. So I think next, let's see, which stencil are we going to use? Ooh, let's use this one. Okay, so next one is going to be the Pharaoh Mandala. And I think we're going to use the, I think I'm going to use this red Lunar Paste. And I might mix some gold with it. So we'll kind of use both of them for this one because I think that'll make it look really cool. But we're going to have to be very careful when we do it so that we don't mix the colors too much. Like I want to lay them both on there, but I don't want to mix them up too much. It is rich and beautiful. When I saw this Lunar Paste, and I've used a lot of pastes before, but this one, smooth like butter. It's amazing. I really like it. So the next one, here's another piece of, and I'm doing this right on Sweet Sentiment paper. And I don't think I want to do it in the center. I think I want to do it kind of off a little bit. Like this. So I'm going to start by putting my 2 magnets in the middle because I'm going to go around the outside of this with the yellow gold, and then I'm going to switch it. I want to move it over just a tad. And then I'm going to switch it to the red for the inside. So we're going to have red and gold on this one. So I'm going to put 2 magnets in the middle. And then I'm going to put my other 2 magnets on the ends right here. And these magnets, they hold pretty good. I mean, if I turn the... They hold really well on there. So, I like it. I'm pretty happy with it. Thanks, hon. So, he gave me new cleaned up for me. He's doing really good. So I'm going to shake it just a little bit and see if, I don't know if that helps or not, or if we have to mix it up. No, we probably have to mix it up. So when you first open it, like, I think it helps to, like, mix it up. I don't know if that's, like, something they tell you to do or not, but to me, I think I get smoother results if I mix it up first. So I'm just mixing it up to make it really smooth. You do not use a lot of this when you do it. So this jar is going to last a really long time. But this is very gold-ish, which I really like. Pretty heavy magnets, yeah. So I'm going to try to do these just a little bit careful. I know some of it will go down on the line, and I'm okay with that. But for the most part, I want to keep the outside part as this gold. And then... And you want to make sure you get it all filled in so it can stand up like it did on the other one. I'm getting it on my magnets. But that's okay. They'll look well loved then. So I'm just making sure I get this gold in all these little cracks and crevices here on the outside. I didn't know if it would work if you tried to mix the two, but we're about to find out. Although I am learning that it's better if you put it on the back of this rather than the front. Hi, Deborah. It makes it a little bit easier to manipulate the paste. Then you just put...
use this tool instead of pixie spray?
I have been lately. I do use pixie spray sometimes, but for the most part, since my hubby got it for me, I thought it would be better to try it out, give it a shot, use it, and see if I liked it. And I do like it. I like it a lot. It's a pretty cool tool. In fact, the other day I told him I wanted the bigger one because it just seemed like it was easy for me to use. And you just put any excess back in. Although, I'm not keeping that very smooth there, so I kind of wiped it out. Okay. You ready, hubby? I'm going to give you this, because I'm switching to red. Now, we may mix them up, but I'd rather mix them up with, oh, it kicked you off? Well, I'm glad you're back. Now we have to move these, because we're going to do this center part with the red. So I'm just going to leave this center part open now. And I'm going to mix up the red with my other... I have a couple of these little craft tools, so he's washing them in between colors for me, which is super sweet. Our kitchen is right next to my craft room, so that makes it easy for me. And then pick it up on the back of your tool, and we're just going to put it on here all the way around. I'm going to try really hard to make sure that they meet up. The gold and the red meet up so I don't have any blank spaces. This is working out really well. It's not misbehaving over the gold at all. I think it's kind of mixing it together. But you're not going to be mixing it into your container because you're really just taking most of it out instead of putting it in. I also have some napkins handy close by in case I make a mess or in case I need to clean off my brush or my thing. I hope I don't miss any spots. I'm trying really hard not to miss any places. But if you haven't used this, look at how smooth. This is like butter. This is awesome stuff. Now, I've never used it before. I got a little bit of gold right there, so I'm just going to wipe that on a paper towel because I don't want to mix it together. Here, hon. Okay, so reveal time. I'm going to give you this stencil too, babe. So I'm going to take this magnet off first. I just wiped it on my towel and it took all that gold off so that, oops, except for one spot I missed. It took the gold off, so that is good news. Then I'm going to take these two off. I got a little bit on these, so I'm just going to wipe it on this little napkin I have sitting here. Okay, perfect. And now reveal time. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. Here we go. Oh, this is so satisfying. I did pretty good. I would say I got a little bit underneath the color right here. So I'm going to try to pick a little bit of that up with my tweezers. But I think it's going to be okay. We'll put the sentiment over that part. Can't be perfect every time. You need an assistant like mine? I know, it's awesome, isn't it? Okay. And he doesn't do that all the time. He just, most of the time he has other stuff he's doing. But look at that. Even up here, I even got a little bit of the red and the gold mixed together and down here. And I think that's pretty cool. But look at how far that stands up. Can you tell in the video? I don't know if you can tell, but it's not really high, but it's definitely dimensional for sure. So I chose, and I got a little bit on the back of this one, so I'm going to use a napkin to sit it on because I'm literally sitting it on my keyboard for my work computer and I don't want to get any on it. And I'm going to sit it up here. I also chose two papers to match these. So I have a yellow gold, which would match. And then I also pulled out earlier let me see if I can get a hold of it. I chose this one. Well, nope, that was for the other one. Oh no, that was the right one. I chose these two. Not sure they match perfectly, but these are the two I chose. So I'm going to sit those together. And then we're going to start on the next one. But before I start, I'm going to take that paper towel and I'm just going to wipe off anything that's not dry on here. Now, of course, some of it has dried already, and that's okay because we can clean it off later. But I don't want to mix the new color with the old color, so I'm just going to wipe off whatever's not dry. Okay, so that's good. I have a trash can right by me handy. Next one. Okay, so here's another one. So far these are working out good. Now, I don't know how long they need to dry, so I hope that doesn't cause issues for us, but we'll see. Does it say on here? Luster paste. It's a creamy and colorful paste with metallic shine. It doesn't say how long it takes. But it does say clean off while they're wet. So hopefully I won't mess up my little thingy. Okay, let's see which stencil we're going to use next. Are they cleaning off okay, hon?
Yep, everything's good.
Excellent. Okay, he says they're cleaning off really good. So, all right, for green, let's do this one. This is the Manly Mandala. And for this one, I'm also going to put it kind of on the page, but sort of off the page. I want it to show all over the place. So I'm going to cover most of the card. I'm not going to put this centered. So I'm just going to set it on there like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. Here's my magnets. Okay, so I'm going to put these magnets in the corner here. And then I'll have to move them around as we work this this one. The thickness of the paste, yeah, probably. Okay, so now I'm going to use the green one. Yay! Mom's favorite color. I'm dying to use this white, but I'm almost tempted to use it on black and see what happens. Maybe we'll do that. Have you tried putting paste on dark cardstock? I haven't, but we could try it with the white. I bet that would look really good. So just gonna take some and I'm gonna apply it again on here, kind of a little bit on the thicker side. I want to move that a little bit. And then just smoothing it over. I will say it's a lot easier if you're not trying to mix colors like we did on the last one. I will say it's a little easier to work with if you're not mixing colors. Although I do see I got a little bit of gold in there from the last project I did, so hopefully that won't mess anything up. And maybe when I just laid that paste down and squished it on there instead of pulling it over, that might have been how I ended up getting it underneath the stencil. So my suggestion would be make sure when you lay it down, you don't press it down, you just place it on top of the paper. Ooh, this is going to be so pretty. I didn't even think about dry time. I probably should have thought about that when I was planning this. Instead, I pulled the cardstock and all the stuff, and I didn't even think about how much time it would take to dry, but maybe we'll try the heat tool if it's not dry yet. Okay, so putting all of this back into, so it's better if you work with a lot on top of your image and then scrape off the excess and put it back into the bottle. That seems to work really well for me. Okay, all right, honey, you ready? I'm going to give you this and then we're going to reveal. Hi, Adele. Okay, so taking these off now, and then we're going to do our reveal on this one. Let me tell you, this is so pretty. Hey, honey, I need you to take this one. Oh my goodness. Can you guys see that? Look at that. Wow. Look at how pretty that looks. That is amazing. I love it. Gonna lay it on this one. I also chose some green paper for this one. I figured once it's dry, you know, we'll cut it down a little bit and maybe use some other paper to decorate the back of it if we need some more pattern paper or solid paper of a different color or whatever we need to do. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this up off of my mat while it's wet. Be a little easier to clean. Next time you see this mat, if it's still colored, you'll know that I waited too long to clean it off. But I'll bet it'll clean with detergent. Okay. So this is fun. What do you guys think about this? Are you liking it? It's pretty. This Lunar Paste is awesome. It's awesome. I love it. Okay. So we've done one. Have I only done 3, honey? Yes, I've only done 3, so we have 2 more to do. We have these 2 stencils left. So I think what I'm going to do is this one. Loving it? Me too. This one, but I think I pulled a black piece of paper out. It's regular cardstock. It looks like this. And I was thinking I would do it with the white and see how it comes out. So I really need to pay attention to my fold line right there, because that's where the front of my, this is what's going to be on the front of my card. So I just want to make sure I get this on there about where I want it to be. I will have to hold down one side while I work on the other. But I think we should try the white. Now this is called Pearl White Stencil Butter. So, and it's by TWC, the Crafters Workshop. I got this at Creativation when I went. So let's try it. But look at it. It's like butter, but it's also shimmery. Just like the other one was. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And I think you could actually, I don't know, you could try, but you could actually add some ink to it if you wanted and change its color. But we're just going to do it on white since we're doing it on black paper. Okay, here we go. Ready? We're going to see how this white looks like on the black. You have to try your Lunar Paste. It's awesome. Well, we're going to put white all over it because it's going to leave. I wonder if I should have done the other stencil. Hold on. So what I'm thinking is I wanted to leave this design on the front of the, making this the front of the card, but we kind of can't with this one because it's an open mandala. And this one called the Water Mandala, it's closed. See how it's all closed off right here, masked off for us? So I think this might be a better one to use. That way I can make sure.
And something of note, because Ludu Designs uses 10 mil stencil, it gives a really good relief.
Yeah, I know. I know, I can see that. So when we create our stencils at Sweet Sentiment, that for Sweet Sentiment, Dale actually cuts the stencils and makes them, which is technically called Ludu Designs. And we use 10 mil Mylar. So it's thicker, a little bit thicker, so it gives you a little bit thicker of a design on your paper because the Mylar is thicker. So that's kind of a bonus. Okay. You would do the full stencil. It won't fit on the front of a card. The full stencil won't fit. This is where the line of the card fold is, and I'm going to have to cut it down. So it's not going to fit on there. So here we go. We're going to see how this white looks on the black. I think it's going to be awesome, but we'll see. What are you doing with them?
I was just blow drying them.
Oh, are you?
Make it dry a little bit faster.
Thank you. He's blow drying them for me so they will dry a little faster. So I can make the full cards with you guys. Thank you for doing that, honey. What a helper. I wouldn't trade him for nothing. An amazing craft room helper. Can make toppers for magnetic glasses, right? I have those glasses. I'm gonna just, I think I need to move this out a little bit. Oh no, I don't need it to be in here because that's not on the paper. Okay, here we go. finishing off the last side. This one is going to have to move out a little bit. Gotta make sure I get it. I told you guys it was going to be messy tonight. But, messy but cool. How many of you guys have, do a thumbs up if you have paste in your craft room? And you can do this after we do the live. Yes, a great helper. He is a great helper. Okay, you ready? I'm going to give you the stencil too, so don't walk away.
Okay.
Here. And I got it all over my fingers.
That's what really good in the red.
Huh?
Wow, that's what really good in the red.
Are you ready? Here we go. OMG. Here. Woo-wee. This is pretty awesome too. So look at that. I bet we could have put this any color Lunar Paste on here and it will look good. It kind of stands up a bit. It's not flat on the paper, but it is awesome. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to move this one over here so I can now put this one up there. Oh, I just got it on my keyboard, which I knew was going to happen. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so now that one is there. This one I want to wipe off my mat so I just don't have a lot of thick left on there. Those are pretty cool. And if you just took a day and just played, or even just an hour or two and just played with these, you can make so many backgrounds. The white on black, yeah, it came out really nice. Now, since we played with the Lunar Paste and the Pearl White Stencil Butter, I say we try the glitter on the next one. So this is the one where we're going to put down more Sweet Sentiment paper, and then we're going to come back with this one that we were going to use earlier. But I decided to change my mind at the last minute. Huh? No, I want to stick to this. Okay, so I'm going to put it around all the corners, but clearly we'll have to move it as we're working. Now, the glitter paste is a little bit, I don't know if anyone's ever worked. Hi, Cam. I don't know if anyone's ever worked with the glitter paste before, but if you don't clean it up right away, it really is hard to clean up. But Tyler gave this to me because I love purple. And he was like, you can have it. I was like, oh, bonus. So I'm just mixing it up because I haven't used it in a while. I think I've used it one other time, maybe for Halloween time. But I wanted to go ahead and mix it up. And then I want to pick it up on the back. And I'm going to start laying it down. Oh gosh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's just so pretty. It's a little bit looser, maybe. Less, a little bit more watery-ish, I think. In my bucket, anyway, it is. So I'm going to move this magnet back, and I'm going to work on this side first. I'm going to hold it with my finger. I'm going to hold the stencil down with my finger. Start working around. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I think once the paste is on there, it's really going to hold it to the paper until I pick it up. Yes. These are so much fun to do. I really like them. The part I don't like is cleaning up the stencils, but tonight I have a helper, so it's kind of a bonus deal for me, but you want to make sure you don't pick up, like I keep picking up that So you got to keep your brush kind of flat so you don't dig into the areas you want to stay down. I'm removing each one, so hold your breath. I don't move it while we're in the middle of the process. It is holding it still though. So far so good. Just going to ride over it real quick. Make sure I get any excess off. Same thing on this side. I see some excess sitting there I can pick up. Got a little bit right here. Looks like I'm missing a little bit in this corner, so I want to make sure I get that covered before I uncover the last one. Also, it looks like it's a little thin right in the center, so I'm going to go over that one more time. I'm going to move the last magnet. Eeks! Now it doesn't have any magnets holding it down, so we have to do this gently. Perfect. Okay, you ready, honey? Here we go. All right. So this one is called Purple Prism by Picket Fence Paper Glitz. Here you go. Now I'm going to lift it up, the stencil, and I'm going to hand it to you, honey, with the tweezers. Just take it with the tweezers. Oh, you got it. Okay. Wow. This is so pretty too. Let me hold it up so you guys can see. I think when it dries, you're really going to see the glittery look to it. It's really pretty. So I'm going to lay it on another towel. Give my hubby time to dry that a little bit for us. I'm going to clean off my magnets real quick. So I had a little bit of purple on that one. That one looks good. That one looks good. And a little bit on that one. And then I'm going to take this napkin, clean off some of this purple. And then I'm going to let my hubby clean the mat too. Because he's such a helper. Alright, so now I have that part cleaned up. I'm going to grab one wet wipe, just like a little wet wipe, baby wipe, and clean my desk off. Do you want this to see if you can clean that off so I don't jack it up? And then I'm going to clean my desk off with these wet wipe. I pulled out all the rest of them that were left in the package. Oh look, it cleans up easily on the... Yay, that's good news. That's great news. All right, so there we go. Got that all cleaned up. I'm gonna wipe my hands off too. I know it won't clean it all off, but it will clean some. Hi, Mickey. So let's see how well our projects are drying. I have a feeling some are still going to be wet. So we may have to grab our heat tool and heat it up a bit. I hate that you have to wait for that, but I think we're going to have to do it. Let's go back to the first one we did. So this is the Celtic Circle. You can see the shine right if I hold it right there. Can you see that shimmery color over here? It's really neat. Oh, he did dry it up. Look at that. He dried it up for us so we can use it. Oh, and it cleaned off perfectly. So we're all good. Yay! Okay, so that part's done. I use wet wipes a lot to clean when I craft too. I need to get some more because I think I just used all I had. Okay, so I think for this one, I am going to want to put it on this blue paper, but I think I want to cut it down so I can put a pattern paper under it. And I think while we're at it, I'll just pull a couple of these paper pads that I have back here. I have a few with some solid colors and I have a few new ones I just got, which I think are really neat. So I'll pull those out and we'll look at them and see if we need any papers to go with them. So these are all honeybee. You know, we don't sell paper in our shop, so you think the glitter one will take longer to dry? Yeah, probably. With a package of yours. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, so I think maybe I'll try this one. I kind of like the flowers, but maybe this one's better. I don't know. Hold on. Let me flip through it real quick. See what I think. You guys can say stop if you see one that you like. But I'm thinking I kind of like this one. Let me see what it looks like. No, that's not floating my boat. Let's try lighter blue. This one has some lighter blue in it. This might be a good one. I kind of like that. Let's go with that. I don't want to take too long to pick out paper, so I kind of like the hearts too. That would be, the hearts are really cute. I think I like the hearts. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually fussy cut this one, I think, because I want to kind of cut around this area, and I'm going to do it just like this in this kind of Celtic Circle pattern, so it looks like a rope. I don't think it'll take too long. Just got to keep turning the paper. I hate when I have a little wing hanging off here, though. That drives me crazy. So sometimes I cut these off first, so I don't have so much on there. Hearts, please. I can do the hearts. No problem. I think I was leaning towards the hearts myself. But I thought because this was round, this would be really cool as bringing in the center of attention. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit thinking I should cut the inside out too. But let's not do that so you guys don't have to wait. Might take a little longer to cut the inside out with an X-Acto if I was going around it like I'm going around this one. You could just cut it out in a circle or even use a die. But for me, I kind of like the little rope look to it, and it's not that hard to cut out. So it's just shifting your paper back and forth while you're cutting gives you that rope look. There we go. Perfect. That didn't take too long. And I love it. Isn't it awesome? And I think you'll get a better look at the heart paper behind it now that we have it like that. We can also pop that up, and that would make it look even better. So my card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's standard A2 card. My paper is Stampin' Up paper. So I'm just kind of a Stampin' Up paper gal. I like all of my cardstock to be Stampin' Up. I do use some white and black from Michael's as long as it's the heavy pound weight. And this one I didn't cut real perfectly, so I'm just going to trim the edge because that's how I fix my little errors when I didn't measure it perfectly right. I don't like it when I have a little lip sticking over. I'm okay if it faces the back, but when it faces the front, I don't like it. So I just trim off the front. No one is really looking at the back of my card going, ooh, this doesn't line up. So I don't really care about that. Okay. Stop. What are we stopping for? Stop. Oh, you found the paper you liked? Okay, so it's 4.25, so I'm just going to cut this paper at 4. I think I'm going to cut it this direction. At 4, and then at 5 1/4. instead of the 5.5. That way I get a little trim around the whole thing. I save the extra pieces. So I think this will look really good. Then this part will go on top. This is a way to make simple, fast card. We have several sentiments. I kind of like that big one. I think that one's going to be the best one because of the way that it's shaped. Right smack in the middle there. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to use my Barely Art glue. And this is just a simple, quick way to make cards fast. Gonna place this in the middle. I think I should use my tweezers so I don't get it off center. But this is a way to use the stamps that maybe you got from the shop, that a different idea, a different way to use them that would just give you more uses. Okay, so that's on there. I think I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put our Sweet Pops on it. These are the Sweet Pops we have in the shop. I like the size of them. They make it, yep, pop it up. They make it easier because they're smaller pieces. You can also cut them down. I actually think I want to hold this while I'm doing it because I'm still a little nervous about it being wet, but it's not really wet, so. I like it. I like these Sweet Pops a lot. They're my favorite. I do have a lot of other kinds. I just don't ever use them because I like that I can cut these up, stick them in a jar. I'm good to go. Love it. And this is only card number 1. We have 5 cards to throw together real quick. And hubby's drying the other cards so we can actually make cards out of them. And then I'm going to throw a couple on the center so it doesn't sink down in, because we don't want it to do that. I kind of use a lot of these. I don't mind using a lot, but I don't like it when it sinks in. I don't know if you guys ever test yours, but I always test mine before I actually put it on the card. So I lay it this way and I kind of just press and make sure nowhere it doesn't sink down in, because if it sinks down in, then it will when you put it on the envelope. So I'm going to put this on first. I'm going to put the glue on the back. And I kind of think, oh, I just had like an afterthought real quick, is I have this corner rounder, and I think I'm going to round the corners real quick before I lay it down. I feel like because it's the Celtic Circle, it'll look good. But I hope it will, because I already did it. Now I'm going to lay it down. The hearts are going everywhere, so no one way is better than the other. There we go. Pressing it down with my espresso to make sure it gets all flattened on there. And then, of course, we're going to bling these up. But what I thought we would do is create the cards and we'll bling them up at the end. These peel off pretty easy. Just reach up on one corner and you can just peel it off. Just kind of flick one corner. They come off pretty easy. I like that about them. And then we're just going to place this one, oops, not upside down, hopefully. We're just going to place it right in the center, press it down, and yes, it's dry, so excellent. So when I hold it up, you can see like the dimension that you get with that Lunar Paste and the shimmer. Can you see that? It's so pretty. And this is quick and easy. We'll put some bling on it when we, afterwards. Like maybe some little hearts in here. I think I actually have hearts that match this. So let's move on. We'll let that one dry and be happy. And let's move on to this one. You already dried it, right, honey? Oh, you did such a good job. Yep, he already dried it. So that is excellent. Do the other ones feel pretty dry too, hon? The white one and the green one?
This one, when I dried it, you could feel a little bit of mushiness because it had such a good thick layer. So.
So we need to let that one dry more, or you can't dry that one anymore? Okay.
Feeling good.
Okay, good. So this one is cut just a little bit bigger than the paper, so I'm going to want to trim it down a little bit. Hubby says it's dry. We're about to find out because we're about to stick it under here and cut it to the right size. So I want to cut it a little bit on this end and a little bit on this end because I don't want to mess up my picture. And then I'm going to cut a little bit on this end and not on the other side because I don't want to, I already cut off some of the picture on that side. So it's definitely dry. He's drying it with the hair dryer because the hair dryer is what's in the other room. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I want to make this one just a little bit smaller so we can use both the colors in the background. The red and the, I did not get a straight cut on that. The red and the yellow. So we're going to need a mat for this. So I want it to be smaller. And I'm going to trim a little from this side so that I can get this the right size that I want it. And the picture is perfect. So I like it. And I like the two-tone too. I'm pretty happy with how that came out. But I want to use both. Like, I think I want to use this color underneath and then this color on the back. So this is going to be my card base. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to cut it at 4. Because our card is 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut it at 4. And then I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4 because our card is 5 1/2. Just give us 1/4 inch matting. So we don't need any paper for this one, any colored paper, because we're just going to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. So the cool part is if you make a whole bunch of these backgrounds and you let them all dry, hi Sandy, and then you come back, you can make a lot of cards pretty quickly with these backgrounds that you made already. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to rub it just lightly. I'm not putting any heavy pressure because we do have paste on there and I'm not 100% sure how dry it is. But it's pretty good. I'm going to fold my card over and increase it on the edge. And then I'm going to put this one on top. Look at how cool that looks. I mean, I just love that. Our sentiment, I think, that we're going to put on this one is, maybe I'll do this one. Let people get inspired by how you deal with your imperfections. I think I might need paper behind that for it to really stand out, and then we'll pop it up on there. But it also speaks to the imperfections I did on this card, you know, because it's all different colors. So I think that's a great sentiment for this one. So I'm going to take this card that I had left over. I'm going to glue this on. Oops. Look, I'm throwing everything tonight. I'm going to glue this on here. And since the die already prepped how it was cut out. I'm just going to follow that real quick with a, just like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as it's kind of close. Just going to kind of do a little border around this one so it stands out a little bit more on that background. I do this sometimes with some of my stamps, and I just put a few little curves on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. No one is really going to be able to tell. So you just kind of do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Put a little bit in there. And no one's going to judge you for how perfect it is. So that just makes it simple and quick. And then I'm going to pop it up, I think, right here. Now see how much better it stands out on this card once you put that in there. And I want to leave this visible, so I'm going to kind of put it over top of this little splotch that I made. We'll put it right there. Nobody will even know it's there. So I'm going to glue this down. On top of here. I'm going to center it on here. Make sure I get it exactly where I want it. Once I get it there, I'm going to flip it over, rub it gently, make sure I get a good seal on it. Then I'm going to flip it back over, and I'm going to pop this up. Hi, Jackie. I didn't see you pop in. So I'm just going to put a few of these on the back of my sentiment. I really love that. I think the sentiment is perfect for this card. Perfectly imperfect. Pulling off the backs. And then I'm going to place this on here, making sure that I get it, you know, fairly straight, like that. I'm going to press it down. And look at that. Can you see the dimension? You can see it right here. All this, the dimension in that. And then the shimmer that goes with it is pretty awesome. And that was a quick and easy card. It used the sentiments and the stencil. Done. We'll add bling to all of these at the end. I just think it's easier to get it all out at one time and do it then. Okay, hubby says this one's on there pretty thick, so I need to be cautious with this one because it still feels a little bit like it could be a little bit damp. Okay. So we chose this card base, so while we're choosing a background paper, which I almost think I should pull from that paper pad that I used the other night, like look at that. Let's just use that. That said wow to me right off the bat. And I think I'm going to cut it going like this so that I can put it on the card like this, and it'll just be colors of green kind of around it, and I'm going to take the purple off. I don't really want the purple on there. Hi, Taz. So I'm going to measure it again, the same thing. Like our card is 5 1/2, so I'm going to measure right here at 5 1/4. It's going to put a little bit of purple on the paper. Oh no, I should do it at 4. There we go. So cut it at 4, and then at 5 1/4. Gives us this little background, which is green and blue, which I think will look perfect on this card. And then we have to trim this one down a bit. So if we did that one at 4, we have to do this one a little bit smaller than that. Probably don't want to cut that much off of this end, so maybe I'll do it off of this end. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Now I could also use this on something else if I wanted to. And then we did it at 5 1/4, so I'm going to take a 1/4 off the bottom of this one, and then I want this to be 5. So there we go. So I've trimmed it down now where I want it. I'm going to leave us a little bit of the pattern paper on the background. Just going to kind of bring in the blue as well. I might change my mind in the direction though, I think, because I kind of think it would look better with the green on this side and the blue on that side. Kind of like that better, I think, than, I don't know. Yeah, it's got to go this way. I like it better this way. Okay, so we're going to have this. How cute, how cool is that? I love it. And then we have 4 sentiments left. I think maybe this one. Yeah, I think I like this one. But again, I think I'm going to need to put some paper behind this so you can really see it. Or I could get my Copic marker. Let's see how close this one matches. And I'll show you how to put a border. Nice. Okay. So this is how I would put a border around this. Is I would take the chisel end of my marker and just start going along this. Just like this. I don't know if any of you have ever done this before, but I do this kind of often if I want a little bit of a border around it, but I don't want to put paper behind it. I actually use the chisel end of my marker and just go around the sentiment. And I'll show you as soon as I'm done what that looks like. So it's either fussy cut paper or use your markers. I mean, if you have them, you might as well use them, or anything with the chisel end. And then it looks like this. So you get that green around the outside using the chisel end of your Copic marker. And then it makes it stand out a little bit more when it's up against the card. Okay, so we're going to put this down. Freaking awesome. You love it? I love it too. These are how I make quick and easy, fast cards if I need them. Especially inspirational cards where you just want to say to somebody, you know, be strong, be happy. Hi, how are you doing? You know, kind of thing. This is a quick and easy way to do it. You just take a day and make a ton of these backgrounds. You can just throw a card together whenever you need it. Yep, love it. Okay, so I'm adding this. And the wow factor, it looks like you worked really hard on this whole design on the outside, and you saw how fast we made those. It didn't take that long to put them together. I'm not going to flip this one over and press it down just because I don't want to press too hard because hubby says it needs a little bit more time to dry. But I wanted to get them put together while we were on here. I'm going to pop this one up too because I kind of think they look better when they're popped up. Plus you'll be able to see the green that we put on there a little bit better because it won't be right up against the background. So putting some of these sweet pops on there. We have 3 of 5 done. We're getting there. And they're coming together pretty quick. I'm kind of surprised. Was hoping that I wasn't going to be in for a really long haul dragging you guys through tonight. I thought I could do these simple, and we could have done just one, but I thought, why not do a few? If I'm getting those pastes out, I might as well use them. If you had a good helper, you could do them fast too. I will tell you that I would get like some kind of kitchen tray or paint tray or something to that effect and put like warm soapy water in it. And then you could just drop the stencils in there while they're wet and dirty. Hi, Kay. And then that way they could soak while you worked on all the other ones. And you could also dip in your tool, this tool, swish it off and then wipe it off and use it again for another color. But you could do that while you're working so you won't have to get up and clean between every one. So look at how pretty that looks. And see the big difference it made on the outline of that using your Copic. And then look at the shimmer. And how high these stand up. It's not really high, but it's definitely dimensional. For sure. So now we have 3 cards done already. Next, remember which one's next? Black and white. Check that out. That really came out nice. I like that a lot. Look at that. So pretty. I really, really like that. So we used white for that one. I had actually pulled out because I thought I was going to be using an orange. So I thought I was going to be using the orange Lunar Paste, but we didn't. So I'm going to switch that background to a different color. Just because I think orange and black kind of looks like Halloween. But I keep all my card bases pre-cut in here, so I can just put this orange back in here and pull out a different color. I think I want to use like this sea foam because it's one of my favorites. It's close to white, but not really white. Hi, Tammy. So this is called sea foam. It's Stampin' Up, but I think the lighter green color looks really good. Oh, red. I guess I could have done red too. But I think this one will look really good backed up against that. I don't know. I think you might be right. Maybe I'm going to switch. Don't judge me. I think I'm going to switch to the red because I think she's right. I think the red is going to be better. Yep. I'm with you. Good call. Thanks for your help. I agree. Red's better. So we're switching at the last minute to red. Thanks, Deb. Okay. I'm going to cut this one down, but I'm not going to put a matting behind it. I want to just do this one by itself. So I need it to be cut at 4. So I'm going to cut this side first. I don't want to cut all of those little things off. So I'm going to cut the other side. That way it's a smooth, clean cut. And then this one needs to be 5 1/4, so I'm going to take an 1/8 off down here, and then an 1/8 off down here. That way, I get it pretty close to what I want. Oh, I think I took too much off the bottom. Well, that's okay. I think it still looks good and shows more red. I should have cut it at 5 1/4, and I cut it at 5. But that's okay. All is good. You can always be saved. And I kind of like a little bit more red on there anyway, so I kind of like it. All right. So we're going to take this one. We're going to put our glue on the back. I'm going to glue this one down. Hey, Tammy, I know you just jumped on. We used Lunar Paste and a couple of different kinds of paste to make these backgrounds earlier. In case you were wondering, this is kind of showing how we can make some cards pretty quick. Of course, the pasting part's not that quick, but my suggestion is to make a bunch of them at one time, and then you have them handy for when it is time to do them. And my husband dried them with a hairdryer, so, you know. You can do it however you want. Okay. I think I want to use this one. It's your life. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty about living it. I wonder if I want to put this one. I don't know. What do you guys think? At the top, I don't really want to cover the center, but I could. Okay, so the sentiments came from the Sweet Sentiment stamp sets. They are the flower stamp sets that we have really great sentiments in them. That's the one that we're using now. This is the one we used earlier. That's the one we used on the first one, and we're going to use these on the rest of them. So all our stamp sets are go around that in black. Yes, I agree. But I'm trying to decide where I want to put it. Maybe all the way down at the bottom. Yeah, I think all the way down at the bottom will be great. And I have this extra paper, so let's just put it on the paper and put the black border around it. Although, yeah, we'll just do that. So we'll just put it on here, and then I'll just cut it out real quick. Won't take long, doesn't take long. The dies cut them out like this perfectly, but then if you want to put a little border around it, you don't have to be really exact about cutting around it. So this is how I do it. I just kind of start, and then I just start moving the paper. It doesn't have to be exact. As long as you're just kind of following that pattern a little bit, you're all good. So it's a quick cut for a border like this around your sentiments after you've die cut them. I don't like to do this before. I don't like to do this instead of die cutting them, because then I have to decide how far in or how far out I want to cut it. But once I've already cut it with the die, I just follow what the die did, and it makes it pretty easy to do. It's kind of a cheat because you can just wiggle your paper around and it gives you these little like indentions, like you purposely went around it and spent a lot of time and you really didn't. So I love it. It makes it look more intricate. And then this one, I have this weird pointy thing that I'm going to fix from where I started and where I stopped. Okay. And then we have this sentiment that's going to go right here, and it's going to look a lot better if... Oh, your live keeps freezing? Man, that's a bummer. I don't know what it is with the Facebook stuff these days. I almost think, I mean, seriously, I can't help myself. I think it needs to have the red behind it. I really do. So I'm going to double layer this one if you guys don't mind hanging on for a second while I do that around it one more time, because I think the red is really going to make it pop, and we need it on there like that. That's what I think. I think it really needs the red. And yes, I'm going to pop it up, but I think it needs the red to really stand out. So we're going to do the same thing. This one, because it's out a little further, you can do even less of that wiggle. Like when you start coming to these spots, you can just go around. But I really like this double layer sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. I think it kind of needs that. And because this is the second layer, I don't really feel like I have to go into that indentation right there. I am fussy cutting this really fast, so you guys don't have to watch me do that for too long. But I think you're going to agree that once I put this down, how much difference having that excess red underneath it is going to make. There we go. See, quick and easy. Didn't take too long. It's going to need some pop-ups. Just going to throw some of these on here real quick. I happen to have one that was cut from before that's a skinny one that'll go great along the bottom here. And one more. So whenever I cut something and I have little pieces of my sweet pop left over, I keep those because you never know when you're going to need like another small piece. So I keep those handy. I never throw those away. And then I happen to have an extra little bitty one that I'm just going to put on the end here. And then we're just going to peel off the backs. I love that these peel off so easy. I've had some before that don't peel off easy. We only have one more, and then we can add some bling and be done. Okay, so this one, I want to put this one along the bottom. I think maybe right here. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? And I love having the extra red behind there. I feel like it really needs it. Now, if I had really been thinking about that, I probably would have put the red first and the black second, but you never know. So there we go. Look at that. It is shimmery too. Not quite as shimmery as the other one, but definitely dimensional. I can feel it when I run my hand across it that it's sticking up. So it's pretty awesome. So there's that one. We have one more. You ready to check this out? Look at this. Isn't this awesome? Do you sell paste in your store? We do not. We do not. We sell the stencils and the sentiments. But we used tonight Lunar Paste. It's Simon Hurley. And Picket Fence Purple Prism is the one we're using right now. And the white one was actually the Crafters Workshop Incorporated, or TWC, Pearl White Stencil Butter. So those are the ones, all the colors were Lunar Paste from Simon Hurley. Okay, so I chose this purple card base. Eek, 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 sparkly and purple. Okay. So you know I like the purple one. I don't need anything else to go around my purple. I want this one to be the purple people eater right here. So we're going to have, because this kind of has a little bit of a pink shimmer. Wait, it looks just like my nail polish. Okay, so we're just going to trim this down to our card size. So, oops, I wasn't holding it still. Don't you hate it when you do that? I hate it when I do that. But I was a little nervous about not holding it. I was a little nervous about it not being all the way dry. What was the name of the purple glaze? Oh, it's called Purple Glitz. It's from Picket Fence. Picket Fence Paper Glitz Purple Prism. Purple Prism. I like to trim the edges after I do these just because I feel like it gives it a much cleaner look. And so I cut my papers a little bit long so I get a much cleaner look. I'm going to actually cut round the corners on this one because there's so many circle-y things on there. You're welcome, Stacy. This Creative Memories is about 20 years old, so it doesn't cut quite as well as it used to. So I have to press with both hands and then it goes flying. It's a little funny, but I can't let it go. I've had it for so long. So I think this one will look great on the front of it like this. And then this one is definitely going to go in the center. I like it. Okay, so let's put this down. Look, I had double use of sweet sentiment paper. Inventory on the back. Pictures on the front. No one will ever know except for everyone who's here on my live. Placing it down. You could have cut it down a little bit and put pattern paper, but to me, I felt like it's so busy and so glittery already that it didn't really need that. Normally I would turn it over and rub it with this, but I'm a little bit worried about that, so I'm going to do it very gently because I don't think this one is 100% dry. But I think it's okay. It's still going to work. And then this one, I feel like we need a dark around it. So I'm going to use like a very, very dark Copic. So I'm going to use the BB08. It's almost like purple black, kind of. Yes, there's a January release coming out this weekend, Saturday actually. And oh boy, let me tell you, you don't want to miss that one for sure. Because there is some cool stuff. So it will be live on Saturday. We'll probably do some videos to show you. Yes, Saturday. We'll do some videos to show you what we created with the new release for inspiration. There'll be bundle deals for the weekend only, where if you buy like all the stamps or all the stamps and dies, you'll save a bit of money. So there'll be a little bit of a discount and a bonus if you buy all the things. I love this. Okay, I'm popping this one up too. I feel like it just needs it. Oh yeah, I am super excited. Bones for Jack. You hear Jack running around? You can hear him on the new floors we got in the kitchen. No matter how long or short his nails are, you can hear him when he's in the kitchen. Okay, 4 I think is good. Gonna take this off. But yes, we're super excited about our release on Saturday. A few more days and I get to show you guys what we have. So excited. Okay, so I'm going to place this one in the center. Right here. And now look at this. Okay, first let me throw all these papers away so I have more space on my desk. And then I'm going to lay out the cards and you guys get to see what we created and we'll add some bling. I already have the bling on my desk. So look at that. We threw those cards together and there was no intensive work. The pasting was fairly easy. I used the stencils. We have, I moved my stuff out of the way. So we have these two. And then we have this one. Look at all of the, I mean, these backgrounds are just very wow, aren't they? So this is the one, let people get inspired by how you deal with your imperfections. So we're going to grab some, let's see, I have so many of these. I'm going to start trying to match them up real quick on whatever colors I think go with them. We didn't have any pink. That's not the right green. That might be okay. We don't want to put glitter on glitter. I think that will be funny. It would look funny. I kind of think we need to pull out the pink and red in that one. That green is not too bad. These are no-go. But we have these in the shop as well, and I have so many of these. I almost think silver would look better with that. So these are the Sweet Sentiment enamel dots we have in the shop that you can get. Go to the shop. Hold on. It'll come to me. I kind of like that. Oh, I kind of like that. It's kind of light pink. I don't know. Trying to wing it here. We could use white, but I think silver would look better on this one. Even though it is blingy. bling bling. And I have so many of these. I just need to find the right ones. That's kind of good for the blue, but I think I like that pink. Gold. Let's see. Nope. We could use some of those. Oh, I like this one. Okay, that one, I've already picked that one. I know which one we're using on that one for sure. That, see, when they hit me, they hit me. And I'm like, oh, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. I like the red on this one. And maybe I'll keep the tiny ones out. And we'll use tiny ones on the other ones. Look at how many of these dots. We have so many in the shop. They're so much fun. That purple's really pretty. I like that purple on that one. I'm still looking for, I think I need a blue on this one. Or I could use a white. Let's see, let's see. Okay. All right, I'm ready to go. You guys ready? Here we go. Let's do this one first. Let me move this out of the way. We'll do this one first. I think I'm going to put some red, but I'm going to use the very small, tiny, the tiny ones. So I'm going to use these. And since we have gold on the outside, I think they might look pretty good. Like this. And then I think I'm going to put 2 more. And only 2 more, but I think I'm going to place them inside the design like this. Maybe right there. There we go. So we have a little bit on those. Maybe I'll put some more. 3, 4, 5. Maybe I'll put another one up here. Just kind of bring that design together. And then we'll put a couple up here too. We have to have odd numbers. So we have to go till we have all odd numbers. Do we want to go this way? There we go. So now we have some red dots in there. I really like it. It fancies it up. And it's imperfect. Imperfect imperfections. I love it. Okay, next one. This is the It's Your Life. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty. Living it your way. And I think these ones are the best. So I think I'm going to go with a medium one. Down here. And then little one. I think I might put one, like I might put them on here. What do you think? Red. Too late. And maybe one down here. And we'll just put a couple of little ones on that one. I don't want to put too many on that one. I kind of like it just the way it is, without too much. I like that one because this is just so epic. I only want to look at that. I don't want to look at any of the other stuff. Red would be good. Red would have been good, but I kind of liked the dark gray on that one because it was a little bit different than the rest of it. So for the purple one, I don't know that I want to put very much on the purple one, but I could put a couple of these purple ones. I'm staying with purple, let me tell you. I'm stuck with purple. And I think I'm going to put one up here. I think I'm going to stick with the big ones too. And then I'm going to put one here. And one over here. Maybe right there. And I'm just going to put a few of them in there. Not too many. I kind of think, I bet I won't be able to lift this up. Oh, I will. Good. I think I like it better on this side. I think I kind of like it right there. There we go. So I have three on this one. And they're all purple. And you know, when you create it, you can put whatever colors you want. If I had time, I'd probably put little ones inside these instead, but I think I'm okay with this. And then the next one is this one, and I'm not going to put green on this one. I think I'm going to put little tiny blue ones on there, very small. So I'm going to use these. And I think I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the dark ones. So I'm going to put one here, one here, one here. And I kind of like it. What do you think? It's got a little bit in there. But I'm not going to lie, I'm dying to put it inside these. I'm dying to put it inside these. Maybe I'll just put one. I don't know, what do you guys think? I have enough. I could put them in there. The blue, I do like the blue. A lot. And maybe I'll just put a couple up here. So I'll put one. Two, and one more. So 3 up here, 1 here, and 3 down here. That gives me an odd number, and it also gives me a little bit of a different design. I like it. Hi, Stephanie. So this is the other, look at that shimmer, man. Woo, love it. And this is the last one. And I think I'm not going to put the dots. I'm going to put, I can't wait to show you. I'm so excited. Okay, so Pear Blossom Press has these really cool little blings, and I have hearts. So I have these little tiny hearts here that have like an iridescent look to them that almost look a little bit blue, a little bit of pink sometimes, and I kind of think they're pretty cool for this. So I may put some in here, and then I think I want to put some out here. Oh, I need a picker tool. I ordered one today. I hope it's a good one. But I don't have any picker tools, so I just flick these around. So I think I'm going to put 3 down here, and then I'm going to put 2 inside there. So let's get our Barely Art glue, because these are not sticky. So we have to actually place them down and stick them ourselves. So 1, 2, 3. The Barely Art glue dries clear, so it doesn't matter if you have a lot of glue or too much, or it squirts out, or you don't have to worry about any of that. But I think these hearts make it better. Oops. I should have just left it where it was. There we go. And then this one. Oh my gosh, these slippery little suckers. This is why I need a picker tool, because my daggone nails are too long. There we go. If I could just get it somewhere on the glue, I can move it around till I get it where I want it. And I'm going to show you what trick I use to make these stick down. I just use my espresso and press them down, because it makes it so easy. I like the blue and green together too. I really like it. And then these ones, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put the glue right there and right there. And then I'm going to try again to pick these up. once you put them on top of the glue, they should sit there. Pick this one up. I want to kind of curve it a little towards the inside, and then I'm just going to press it down. My espresso, because that's how my life gets easier. So depending on which way you turn it, sometimes you can see the blue, sometimes you can see the purple. They're a little harder to see here on camera, but they are, 3 of them are there. I love them. So this is all the cards we made tonight, quick, with the stencils and the paste. And I hope you guys really enjoyed that. It was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. I really had a blast. I'm glad I got that stuff out to play with. I've had that Lunar Paste for a while and I haven't used it. So you guys always intrigue me to try new things and get out some of my stuff so I can show you some new designs, new ideas, thoughts. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Love the Celtic knot so much. Yeah, that's a stencil in our shop. My hubby designed that one. And I designed that one. And Jamie designed that one. And Jamie designed that one. And I designed that one. So there you go. Isn't that awesome? How we have that, all that creativity going on in our shop. We got Dale creativity, Sandy, Jamie, Sandy. I sure hope you guys love them. They're quick, fast, easy ways to make cards. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying. I'm going to upload this to YouTube if you have to refer back to it or would like to refer back to it in the future to make it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Meg. Thank you. You guys have a great evening. I'll see you here tomorrow night, 9:30. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll think of something. So I'll see you guys later. Good night.